What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan the Realtor. Today, we're going to be talking about 4 tips for making your best offer on a home. Bad news about mortgage service companies. We're going to be getting to the real estate hot or not. And today, we got a special guest. We got Russ Carter from the War Team. Welcome to the Real Estate Wire, folks. What's going on, everybody? I'm Dan the Realtor.
Mortgage Coach Marcus.
Today, we got a special guest. We got Russ Carter from the War Team. What's going on, Russ?
What's going on, guys? It's a pleasure to be here to join you guys today.
Yeah, man, we glad to have you, brother. I know you are killing the game right now. Every time I see Russ, he's like getting an award or something, or getting like a trophy, or getting some type of accolades, and I'm just sitting there looking at him like, man, when I grow up, when I grow up.
Hey, Dan, if I had your hand, I would cut mine off, man. So you're doing your thing, man.
Stop it, man. I don't need all of that. You a beast.
Yeah, you got an award, but you got an award, and my man said you didn't even know about it.
So, like, Dan's so bad, he don't even pick up his awards. He don't need no awards.
I take the awards and throw them out, throw them in the trash. I don't need these awards.
Use them as a doorstop.
Dog, I didn't even know I got an award. I mean, the only award I remember getting was in 5th grade. I got honorable mention at the science fair.
That ain't the award.
Let me tell you what I got.
That's thanks for trying.
But I placed honorable mention. You know what I got? You know what my science project was? Pouring vinegar inside of baking soda.
Oh, you made a volcano.
But I didn't go all the way with the volcano. I just had a little beaker because my parents wouldn't, not a paper mache and all that.
Your daddy wouldn't stay up all night to build
Nah, they wouldn't find the food color and all that stuff.
None of that.
Nah, I just had the beaker. I poured some vinegar in that joint and it overflowed everywhere. And they gave me a honorable mention.
Hey.
That was the highlight of my life thus far.
Dan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I ain't gonna give you no clap for the honorable mention, but I'm gonna give you a clap
Russ.
for
You
this
get an A for effort, bro.
award.
So what's going on with your business, man? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. That the Real Estate Wire Squad. A little bit about what's going on with the War Team.
Hey, man. Hey, first of all, God is good, man. So,
You gotta pause. You gotta say all the time.
oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
all the
So,
time.
hey, God is good.
All the time.
All the time. He's good, man. Hey, things are going good, man. So we've had a great 2022. Looking forward to having a great 2023 as well. So we were the top team at Keller Williams in the Maryland, D.C. Metro, actually, and the top team at the KWCP brokerage as well. So we're looking on doing some growing this year, although we're in a challenging market. So Dan, as we talked about earlier, just planning on just fully executing our plan this year. So our past clients, our sphere of influence, our support system, they love on us a lot. They give us a lot of deals, and we've been spoiled by that. Mm-hmm. But this year, just getting locked in, getting completely focused on implementing our plan.
Yeah, dude, a lot of realtors, we got lazy the last 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
Most realtors I know are lazy.
Oh, wow.
Shots fired.
No. But at the same time,
I mean, yeah, if you're talking about percentages,
But
we
most
just
loan
lost like 70,000 agents over the past couple of
most
months.
loan officers are lazy as well.
That's not a lie. I didn't hear a lie anywhere.
But here's the thing, though, and I'm not saying that you said shots fired, but I'm not saying against realtors. What I'm saying is just overall, what I've seen in our business. People just don't take the time to read and learn their craft.
Absolutely.
Like we were talking about, Bron and Steph Curry and whatnot. These guys, they're focused. This is what they're created to do and called to do, right? Mm-hmm. So this is not all of who they are. It's part of what they do, right?
Right.
But they are obsessive about it. Kobe, that's the Mamba mentality, right? And I feel like as a loan officer, I want to know what's going on. I can't tell you how many loan officers that I tell you about that don't even know. The basic, I'm talking about basics of guidelines, or how many realtors that I know, and I'm not a realtor that don't know the basics of how to complete a contract.
Wow.
And I'm what's going on?
I mean, I think the thing is it was a very frothy market, and a lot of people I know got in, to sell their uncle or their sister a house, and they figure that they can just, grab a quick commission because it was a frothy market, and all boats rise with the tide. So
absolutely,
you could you could throw a rock outside. I think there's a saying that show me a person who doesn't have a real estate agent as a friend, and I'll show you a person with no friends.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when you talk about implementing your plan,
yes, sir.
I ain't trying to ask you for your secret sauce.
Give us the secret sauce, brother. We need to know.
What's it look like? Just kind of high level. What's the plan like?
That is a great question, and I wish I no, I'm just joking.
Oh,
No, so just things that
Buy
we
my
all,
course.
yeah. So just things that we,
$99. This is my ebook.
yeah.
You got a
So
click funnel.
so like that's the one thing about our team and our entire brokerage, and Dan knows this. Like everybody's completely transparent, so it's not like it's a secret because everybody's pretty much doing the same stuff. But just being more disciplined and doing my hour power when I'm on the phone and making my calls, doing my lead gen, doing our direct mailers and things like that. Also being more consistent on social media, so not being a secret agent, letting everybody know what you do. And I feel like everybody does a lot of that stuff sometimes, but just being consistent with the goals that you set in the beginning of the year, or like whenever you do your goal setting, to implement that plan. So for example, my goal for this year was to just post on social media 3 times a week. Right? I wasn't going to try to go crazy and post every day or anything like that. I just wanted to post 3 times a week. Right? And that's my goal. Like, so that's what our plan is. Also, we wanted to make sure that we were on the phone at least 5 hours a day. I'm sorry, at least 5 hours a week. And the reason why I strategically say 5 hours a week, because I don't care if it's you do 5 hours one day, you do 2 hours one day, 3 hours the next day. So that's strategic in saying that, hey, I'm going to spend an hour on the phone every day, right?
Who you calling?
So for me personally, I love a lot on my past clients and my sphere of influence because that's where I get the majority of my business from. And also my service providers. Like to your point, Marcus, I think a lot of agents are lazy because if they joined the business in the last couple of years, they could be lazy, right?
Yeah.
Now it's a skills-based market. So now I'm not waiting for my lender to call me to give me a deal. I'm calling my lenders now. Hey, do you have anybody that needs to go out this weekend, right? Do you have anybody that's who you're cultivating or you're nurturing that's going to be ready in the next, 3 to 6 months? Because you can make that introduction now. I can set up that console, and that can be a client for the next couple months down the line. So those are the type of things that I mean in terms of our plan, doing our direct mailings, having events, doing seminars. Not sure if you guys have been noticing, but we've been kind of rolling with these seminars over the past couple months, and that's something that we haven't historically done.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yo, I think that's dope, man. And that actually leads into the top 2 real estate headlines. The first one that I wanted to talk about is 4 tips for making your best offer on a home. I just listened to Gary Keller, the vision forecast that he did, man, and it was really great. So what I want to do is break it down for us in the cheap seats and just regular talk. Because it's a whole bunch of charts and graphs and yada yada. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm a numbers guy. I like the charts, and like I said, I like to break it down. So one thing I think that's very interesting. I was having a conversation with a young man yesterday. He wants to buy. We were shopping 2 years ago. He didn't buy anything during when the interest rates were low.
Absolutely.
And so now he's kind of like, oh man, it's a little bit too expensive now. The prices are too expensive. And so my question to him was, well, what specifically what number, as far as interest rates, are you waiting for it to go down? Like, it's like, I'm waiting for interest rates to go down and I'm waiting for prices to go down. And but we know that those two factors are inversely related, because if the prices go down, that means that the interest rates have shot up so high that all the buyers cleared out and the sellers were forced to drop their prices.
Absolutely.
So if you're waiting for prices to come down, are you prepared? This is my question to him. Are you prepared to buy in a higher interest rate market? If not, the other binary choice is interest rates going down.
Right.
Well, if interest rates shoot back down, then that means that all the buyers are thinking just like you, and they're going to jump back in just like you're planning to jump back in. And what do you think is going to happen to the prices? They're going to shoot back up just like they did 2 years ago.
Guess what? We're back at that, though, because we've been talking about the seller's market, but we've got this small little pocket of buyer market activity. It felt like a buyer market, because you said the deal now is that you don't have to pay $100,000 over list price.
Right.
You can get the house for market value or list price or under. You can get seller to give you some money for closing costs.
Absolutely.
Well, in certain pockets, in particular, I talked about last week. I've got buyers that are out here they're 1 of 4, 1 of 6, 1 of 15 offers, getting beat out in cash.
In what area?
Well, in Fauquier County, but see, here's the other thing. Like they said,
real estate's hyper local, so that's what I'm like.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you ask around, like if you just like really, and we talk about being immersed in the market and feeling the market and the eye test, a lot of you'll see the escalation clauses come back. The deal that I finally got helped get ratified this week, 710 list price, they ratified at 730, and they have up to a $10,000 appraisal gap.
Yeah, and that's so that goes to.
And she was one of like, I think 3 or 4.
It makes sense because I mean, so here's the 4 tips, and I'll make them real quick. Number 4, work with an advisor to help you negotiate, a real estate agent or whoever, because one of the best negotiating strategies you could ever use is, I need to talk to my partner about this. I need to talk to I need to talk to my real estate agent about this, right? And you can't be where the buck stops. You cannot be the final decision maker if you want to be a good negotiator. I'll give you some negotiating tips here, right? Even if you are, right? If I'm going to try to buy a used car, well, you know, let me talk to my financial advisor about it. I got to talk to my wife about it. I got to talk, right? And so that keeps you. It gives you a little bit of distance from the transaction. So having a real estate agent to negotiate on your behalf. Obviously, we're real estate agents, so yeah, we're a little bit biased. But I mean, if I wasn't a real estate agent, it'd still be good advice, right?
Absolutely.
Number 3, think through everything before making an offer, and that just goes to looking at the comps. Like Marcus, you were just talking about in Falk here. If you just pay attention to the national news, you'll think, oh man, it's still, you know, I can go in at $50,000 below value, but then you go in and then it's still multiple bid situation. So that goes into number 3, which is pay attention to the comps, the comparable properties in the neighborhood, see what's actually selling. Talk to your real estate agent about, yo, what's the actual reasonable offer? Is this an offer? Is this a house that I can put a low offer on?
Right.
Or is this a house that I gotta come full price on? Number 2, know your budget. One of the things I was telling my boy is like this, like, you know, you're waiting for prices to come down or you wait for interest rates to come down. You got to choose, right? You got to choose your heart. The point is, if you get a house, here's the math.
Right.
It's interesting math. Let's say you get a house at 11% off the fair market value.
Oh, okay.
11% discount.
Okay.
That works out to the same as if interest rates drop by 1% on the mortgage side. It's the same payment. It's the same exact effect. So if you say, okay, I'm waiting for prices to go down, why don't we go submit some offers, right? And I know I said don't submit lowball offers, but an 11% discount is not an insulting offer to a seller.
Right.
They'll consider that. And so know your budget. If you're saying, yo, I want to wait till interest rates to come down, what you're really telling us is that you're trying to get your mortgage within a specific amount.
Right.
So if you're saying I'm only trying to spend $2,500, all right, well then let's find the houses that are going to keep you within that monthly budget. And then the last one is obviously leaning on a real estate professional, but also realizing that beautiful, pretty, nice houses are still selling.
Right. Absolutely.
And so you have to know that when you're submitting your offer, like, yo, this joint's dope. I'm probably not the only. Now, the busted joints ain't selling.
Right.
But the really nice ones, they're still going. And like you said, they're still in multiple bid situations.
When you talk about that 11% discount, that equates to a 1% change in the interest rate, basically focus on the monthly payment. How do you, Russ, approach a client that's hyper-focused on the interest rates, also talking about the price of the house, and they also have a high level concern about their payment?
Absolutely.
Right. Because somebody, you got to choose something, right? How do you navigate through that space?
That's a great question, Marcus. And I do it a few different ways, but it's primarily just putting the reality in front of their face, man, and just being completely honest. And what I mean by that is like, hey, the market is what it is, right? The house is what it is. And there's 2 things. 1, you need a place to live, right? Like we all do. And 2, I give my folks this scenario probably 70 to 80% of the time, right? And is that they need to get in the game, right? Because you need to get in this real estate game. So if you were my client, Dan, sorry to cut you off, Marcus, but I would say, hey,
don't let me cut you off.
Right. So how long would it take you to save $30,000, right? And you may say, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, right? But if you purchase this property, pay a little bit more because of the interest rate, in 1 year, you'll have $30,000, right? And when you put those kind of numbers in front of people's faces that are like life-changing like that, it causes them to respond a little bit differently.
Got you.
So that's the approach I take.
That's dope. That's dope. Let the numbers do the speaking.
Do the talking, bro.
Yeah.
It's the reality.
Yeah.
And inventory is still historically low. Like Dan mentioned, like the homes that are a little bit ugly, maybe need a little bit of work, that would have historically sold in 2020, 2021, some parts of 2022, those are being a little bit more stagnant because they're already overpriced and they need work, right? So they're trying to price it at so it's a move-in ready, newly renovated property, and it's not. during COVID, that home would have moved, right? Now, when buyers are paying a little bit more, they're not going to move in those properties as fast because they're counting their pockets, right? They're counting their change. But like I said, when you put that reality in front of people and say, like Dan mentioned, hey, listen, okay, if you're looking at a certain amount of monthly payment, maybe we should offer X so you can get to the monthly payment that you're looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since this property's been sitting on the market 30, 45 days, they've done some price adjustments. Okay, I know this may be 30,000 or 10% below what they're asking for, but let's submit it to start those negotiations.
Yeah, start
right?
the conversation.
Exactly. And that's been my strategy. And we've won a lot with that strategy by going after a lot of those properties that people didn't think, oh, the seller would never take that. Well, we don't know, right? We don't know what kind of position. And even being the listing agent, of course, I can't disclose that, but I know what kind of position my seller's in. And I'm like, hey, get me something. Like Dan's called me. I'm like, Dan, just get me something, bro. Somebody
called me on T Street. I'm like, man, just bring it.
Right.
Let me present the trade. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we're seeing extended days on market. Now, one thing that we're not seeing, though, which I think is what a lot of people were expecting, which is distressed sales.
Absolutely.
We're not seeing it. And that's a large part of what happened during the Great Recession. We had a flood of inventory of distressed sales.
Absolutely.
And those hit the market and kind of diluted the market so much that you had to drop your price.
Absolutely.
But the interesting thing, a chart that I have, y'all know I like charts. We have the lowest amount of distressed sales in the history of America, dog. We're Absolutely. At like less than 1% distressed sales, and that's where people. You know, I was talking to a lady that I went to school with, and I actually had about 4 conversations this week about foreclosures. And so here's the thing about foreclosure. My wife was laughing at me because she said, I can always tell when you get ready to try and make a point because she's like because you like back up and you say you always like it's like this, and I was like, I do that.
Right. So you lead into your point by saying it's like this, right?
I guess.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway, it's like this. So so the process of buying a foreclosure is kind of like trying to buy a lawsuit. You can't buy a lawsuit. You can't buy a foreclosure. Foreclosure is a process.
Yeah. Right.
And now, there's 2 ways that you can do it. You can either buy a pre-foreclosure, which means you're going to knock on that person's door, you're going to buy them out, and you're going to take over the payment, and they're going to leave, and you're going to take over the payment, or buy the mortgage out and then resume new payments. That's one way to get a pre-foreclosure, but it's still not in foreclosure. And then the other way is to wait until the bank takes the property, and then you buy that property on either an auction at the courthouse steps, or like on an online website like Res or Home Path, Hubzoo. Yeah, and a lot of those websites got shut down a lot too. I remember back in like 2012, and it was everywhere. Everybody had one. Now it's only a couple. But that's where you would buy a distressed sale, and it wouldn't be. It's not called a foreclosure. It's called an REO, which is real estate owned. Owned by who? Owned by the bank. So if you're looking to buy any type of foreclosure, now here's the thing. I think the reason that it became popular is back when you've been in the game, 10 years?
No, close, like 7.
Right. So when we first got in the game, 2011, 2012, they was hot. Everybody was getting, because it was a bunch of them. And you could get them. But one thing I always ask my clients or anybody who's looking to do that is a few questions. One, do you have the infrastructure set up to be able to, one, assess the property, rehab the property, assess the rehab costs, and then do you have the ability to manage a crew to fix what's wrong with the property? Because you're going to be buying it as is.
And that's assuming that the property, not only is it a foreclosure, but it's got some issues in it.
Absolutely.
We can, and that's the deal with buying foreclosure.
To kind of touch on one point, Dan, that you mentioned, like you said, but you didn't say it, but I want to give credit to Marcus and other lenders that's in the business. The reason why we don't have as many distressed properties is because the lenders are doing such a great job with approving and qualifying their clients up front, in my opinion.
Where is the lie, bro?
So that's exactly true. So the reason why you as the buyers, they're hounding you for all of these documents, you may have to go through an intense round of underwriting, maybe even 2 rounds of underwriting, because they're trying their best to prevent you from losing that property, going into foreclosure, filing bankruptcy, or being in any other type of distress situation, right? So I got to give you, Marcus, and other lenders who are in the business credit for not letting what happened back in 2008 happen in this current market.
Yeah, credit availability has been one of the many factors that has kept us from going into another Great Recession 2008 situation.
Absolutely.
Has been just the fact that it's really hard to qualify for a loan now.
Yeah.
You basically got to give up your left arm.
Absolutely.
And maybe your right arm if your credit not that good.
So there's a balance in it, right? Because you say it's really hard. I believe it's really easy, right? It's easy if you have, I'm going to say, your stuff in order, or if at least you don't have your stuff in order, then you are willing to get your stuff together, right? Now, once you have an application, credit is in the right position to be able to do something, then you go into the processing and let's say you write a contract, write an offer. Once you hit underwriting, that can be the part that I think that social media and other media outlets say is the most terrifying process.
Right.
And it can be. Right. But in most situations, it's not. Right. It's because all we're doing is saying, just making sure, hey, can you pay this $300,000 back?
Right.
And we're verifying, or I already know what the credit looks like. We're verifying that your job is still what it is, your employment is, your housing still what it is. If any questions come up, but what's happening now is that we're having these adjustments to the guidelines. So we're in a process like FHA dropped the mortgage insurance premium, so it makes it a little bit easier for people to qualify, right? VA is doing the same thing. But on the flip side, you have what we call these loan level price adjustments on the conventional loans, where you'll start to see that the qualifying is just a little bit different. I'm not going to say
what's a loan level price adjustment? So for us in the cheap seats.
So the pricing and the interest rates, they go in brackets. So if you say 620 bracket, 640 bracket, 660, 680, so on and so forth. So the lower your credit score is, the higher your risk. Right. The risk you present to the lender. Right. So when we say, okay, lower credit score, higher risk, then this loan has the ability to go default. Bad. Right. So then we got to make adjustments on our side as to what interest rate we might cost, we might charge.
Right. Absolutely. It's really expensive. I mean,
it's expensive to be broke, bro.
It's expensive to be broke. It's expensive to have bad spending habits. Yeah. It's expensive to have bad credit.
Just try to get a cell phone, right? Yeah. Good credit.
Oh, really?
Think about it.
Maybe because I got good credit. I never really did.
Got good credit. You can go into Apple, go into whatever, AT&T, and get your phone, right? You have bad credit. You walk into Sprint. No shade.
Is Sprint still alive?
Yeah, Sprint T-Mobile. You old. But I say, that was my first cell phone.
You know what? You know how I know I'm old, bro? I talked to my wife. I was like, yeah, all I'm going to do, I'm going to take these flowers to Kinko's office. And she was like, baby, that's, she finished playing. There's no more Kinko's, baby. I'm like, what you talk about? She's like, no, there's no more. I'm like, babe, let's hop on the Google machine. Let's find out. I'll bet you.
FedEx Kinko's.
No, ain't no more FedEx Kinko's, bro. You old.
Since when?
Since like 10 years ago.
I promise you we have one in Manassas.
Dude, don't do that. Unless you want to bet right now some push-ups.
We're going to bet.
We're going to bet 25 push-ups for the Real Estate Wired Squad?
Hey, Dan, I think he's right, bro.
No. Let's get the parameters. So you're saying, I'm telling you that there is no more Kinko's. It's done.
Ever.
Okay. And you're saying that there is?
Let's go.
Yes. Well, you might want to be a little clearer on that.
20, now, that's 25 push-ups for the loser, right? Hop on the Google machine. Let me get these 25 out the way. Yeah. We'll find out on the next episode. Don't do it right now.
No, I'm going to do it.
Okay, good. Because I want to see your face when your face look like
I went into like a pack and ship kind of FedEx situation. I don't know if it was a Kinko's. They definitely had some printers and stuff in there.
Yeah, it ain't no more Kinko's. It's just FedEx office now.
Yeah.
Kinko's is dead.
So you trying to get it on a technicality?
I was trying to tell you that, bro. I was trying to say I think it's FedEx.
That's the essence of the bet, the technicality.
Yeah. But they still have those services available like Office Depot and places like that.
Yeah, Office Depot.
Staples.
But Kinko's dead, bro. They been gone.
Okay. So I see how you trying to carry it.
I saw it coming, man.
It's called FedEx Print and Shop.
Do you see Kinko's? Yeah. Ain't no more Kinko's. I'll take my 25 push-ups.
Yeah.
You want to do them now, or you want to wait till next episode?
Shut up.
We'll leave y'all in suspense. Real Estate Wire Squad. Let's get to the next mortgage headline, Coach Marcus. What you got for us?
Oh, you want to do it? All right.
Yeah, you told me you had something. I want to hear what you got.
CFPB, Consumer Protection. CFPB. Why am I stuttering over it right now? Consumer Finance Protection Bureau.
Let him talk. Let him use you.
They're basically the part of the government that's responsible for protecting everybody from a financial perspective, right? And what they found out is that these mortgage servicing companies are charging borrowers fees when they should not be. So they did an audit of I don't even know how many different mortgage servicing companies, but they found out that in November 2022, they were cheating homeowners. This is the word that they say, cheating homeowners out of some of the CARES Act rights. And then the examiners have identified old and new ways that the servicers attempt to run up unlawful fees that are charged to homeowners.
Wow.
Did they put a list of the town
yes,
mortgage?
I got more. No.
Okay, I got two. I'm trying to see which one.
They put the list up there.
Hopefully they ain't mine.
That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
But check it. So they were saying excessive late fee amounts, right? So there's a cap, right? There's a cap that that you have. So they were saying that mortgage services were charging the top late fee amount allowed by state laws, even when the homeowner's contract capped it at a certain amount.
Wow.
Right. And that cap was below the state max. But they still ran up to the top.
You see the information you get here on the Real Estate Wire?
Look, number two,
that's powerful.
They were charging fees for unnecessary property inspections.
The servicer?
Check this out. They were charging consumers $10 to $50 fees for every property inspection visit to addresses that were known to be incorrect. They knew the addresses were incorrect.
Right? And they went to the incorrect addresses and then charged the consumers for that.
Yep.
Cold, bro.
So servicers will continue to pay inspectors to go to the known incorrect addresses and continue to charge consumers for those visits.
That's cold, bro.
That's so crazy. So then
okay, go ahead.
Here's the last.
I got a question. Yeah.
They were charging fake PMI insurance. What?
How many companies was this?
I got to do more research to find out who it is and how many.
Next week, y'all, we're gonna give y'all a list of all of these Bamas. Wait, can we promise that? I don't know if
we can promise that, but
never mind. We're not gonna do that. But check your mortgage statement.
Yeah, and they were
servicers.
Servicers were including the monthly PMI premiums that the homeowners didn't even owe on their monthly statements.
Wow.
That's
powerful, man.
That's crazy.
So how do our Real Estate Wire Squad, our faithful listeners, what can they do to protect themselves against stuff like that?
So number one, work with a mortgage lender that you know, like, and trust.
Right.
But they're going to sell the loan.
I think it should be. They should be trustworthy.
Right.
I'm sorry, and local. Do mortgage loans get sold on the secondary market? Yes, it goes from one company to the next, and then that company takes over the mortgage, customer service part of it. Look at your mortgage statement, right? Because you can't just blindly put it on auto pay and never look at it.
I'm guilty of that, bro. I don't never look at my thing.
I just so happen.
You don't look at yours either, Russ?
Me as well. Me also. But what I'm saying is, why can't I talk today?
Let them
bad English and whatever. But so. About a month and a half ago, I just happened to open up my mortgage statement from Freedom Mortgage. That's who my loan got sold to, and it's a great servicing company. But I just happened to look at it, and whatever. The payment went up $200, and I was like, "Why is it going up $200?" Escrow shortage, right? Escrow shortage because the taxes, the values of our homes have gone up. Everybody loves equity, but then. Those values going up.
Ain't nothing free in this country.
To the county. The county says, "Oh, now we have a higher assessed value, and we increase the actual tax, the taxable amount, the monthly amount that it's based on." And ours went from like 0.94 to like 0.99 in terms of our tax rate, and that bumped my payment up $200.
Wow!
Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, so we're already at like 1.4. I actually did this yesterday, Marcus, in terms of my taxes, but like because I'm in PG County,
Mm-hmm.
so we're like at 1.45, almost like $1.50 per 1,000 of tax assessment, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And we had that same experience, but that's something that we got to educate our folks on in the mortgage community and in the real estate community as well, is that, you know, your insurance changes, which could increase your like your payment, and your taxes could change, that increases your payment as well. But these hidden fees, bro, like, you know, folks got to start reviewing their mortgage statements. You know, because you don't want to get hit with some unnecessary fees and you end up paying a couple hundred, hopefully not a couple thousand, and you don't even know what hit you. Like all you're doing is cutting a check and you're paying unnecessary money.
And make phone calls. You know, like just every 6 months, every 3 months, something like that. Just call the mortgage, company and just wanted to make sure everything is good on my account. You know, something like that. It doesn't hurt. You know, you may sit on the phone, hold for 5-10 minutes, whatever, but. You know, and you never know what can pop up, because undoubtedly they probably are going to try to sell you something. Like, hey, did you know that you qualify for this, reduction of your interest rate or something like that? You know, you never know if you can save yourself some money.
Absolutely, because that's how they get people on the automatic payment, right? Because they said you could save like X amount if you set up the automatic payment. So that gets people to stop looking at their mortgage statement that comes every month, right? Or you can go paperless and then you see the email, you just bounce over it, you know what I mean? Keep looking. But now they're adding their fees. I'm gonna have to check mine out now, for real.
So let's get to the real estate, hot or not.
I don't know.
See, we coordinate that, John.
I like that, man.
It's kind of cool, right?
Y'all want to do that again?
No, let's get to the
I felt that chemistry.
Let's get to the real estate, hot or not. See, he go low, I go high. It's like a harmony.
Tenor. He's a soprano.
I'm a soprano. I am. That was predictable. I got it. My voice gets deep sometimes.
I do want to know if that microphone is helping.
It is. I mean, did you hear the last? Do you even listen to our own? You know what's crazy?
I like share.
I hate hearing my own. Like, I hate it. I'm like, I mean, we get positive feedback. We get a lot of positive feedback. When I'm listening to myself, I'm always like, do I sound like that? Right?
I watch the game film.
Welcome to the Real Estate Wire, everybody.
That's how I know you're super loud.
Right.
Why? Because I can't hear myself?
When I watch it back, I'm like, damn, be yelling in this joint.
That's just my regular voice.
Dan's always
this is me whispering.
I don't think I've ever seen Dan low energy.
No,
right?
It's impossible.
Like it could be like 2:00 in the morning. He's waking out of bed. Dan's like, "Hey man, what's going on?"
Dude, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Every time you've seen me, I'm holding back by like 75%.
Wow.
I tell my wife that all the time. Like 90% of the things I'm thinking, I don't even say. And she's like, "What?" I'm like, yeah. This is me reserved right now. Boom.
But when you go in the house and whatever, like,
no, it's about to say.
Still be chilling though.
I mean, the thing is, it's like this. I ain't got time to be sitting here, stifling myself. Like, to me.
Censoring yourself?
Yeah, like, wow, I'm 41, man. Like, I don't care. Like, people who down with me.
Right. Well, Dan, like, so you know the reason why you got to do that, right? Especially with being in our industry, is that we can't show too much emotion and feeling in the transaction.
Sure.
So, like, I can't call a listing agent overly motivated, like, yeah.
You know what, though? I think that there's a time and a place for everything. I think enthusiasm sells. Like, one of my secret ninja tricks to selling has just been enthusiasm. Right. You know what I mean? Just being excited about the property and like, oh, man, this is nice. Yeah. You guys ready? Onward, home shoppers. Like, I'm making it to, like, fun. Like, we get out the car. Onward, like if something stupid happened, I dropped the key, and we just make a joke about it. We just like, I swear I've been in this business. I swear I know what I'm doing. Like any type of, because people.
But you can't show thirst though.
Yeah. No, it's never thirst. It's enthusiasm.
That's what you're saying.
Right. No, of course. There's
or be overly
thirst.
Emotional.
I mean, I think not being able to control your emotions. Like if I call it, especially in this market, and I have a buyer, and I call the other agent on the other side. Like, yo, they love the property, man. It was beautiful. I'm about to send you the offer. I'll see you at closing. And then, like, because to me, it's like funny. Like, we ain't even put the offer yet, but I'm like, yo, I'll see you at closing.
Yeah.
You told him what was
I know you won't like this offer.
Right.
And then that enthusiasm gets passed to the agent, and then that agent passes it to the seller.
Absolutely.
And then, I've won offers like that where it's like, yo, it's like 5 other agents, but they just like me. They're like, yo, I pushed the offer because and I've done the same thing on the other side where it's like, and not to violate my license, but if a seller's like, hey, which one do you think I should pick? Well, here's the agent that I vibe with the best. And to me, we're going to get through this transaction a lot easier with this type of agent than to have an agent who's non-communicative or, what's the word? I don't know if they say this word anymore, but honorary or just,
Yeah.
So I know that's an old people
my
word, right?
my grandma's my
Yeah,
grandma's
so
word.
I feel like, just being a happy, positive person, you ain't gonna be happy, positive all the time, but like, everybody, you just gotta be yourself. Like, you are a very chill, laid back dude, which I'm always like, dang, I wish I could be like chill and laid back like Russ.
It's crazy because I'm actually not, Dan.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm actually not. Like, a lot of people think that I'm very like reserved and chill, and I'm honestly not, man.
Dude, right, so I got a question.
Yeah.
I know you're an alpha, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Greatest fraternity around?
Yes, sir. Hands down.
Okay.
Hands down.
I'm an honorary one. I make myself an honorary one because all my boys are. My brothers are, and I mean, my brother-in-law is a Kappa, but so when you say you're reserved, you're not as reserved and laid back, right? I remember my brother had when he crossed at UVA.
Okay.
He got his name, he got his jacket, and all that.
Yeah.
But the name they give you is based around your overall personality.
In some lines, yes.
You understand? You understand?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you can share, does what they call you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you share what they call you?
Absolutely. So with my line, it was a little bit different because we were a rogue line. Like, we were totally rogue.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Morgan State.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to Morgan. I'm in Baltimore. BA. But my dean was just like a straight up gangster, right? Okay. So he gave all of us gangster line names, right? So my line name was Mr. Dunbar because that was an alias for Rayful Evans, right? Oh. Yeah. And I also went to Dunbar High School.
Okay.
So like we had names like Lucky Luciano, Don Corleone.
Oh my God.
Scarface, Nucky, all that kind of stuff like that. So the comparison to, DC going to Dunbar, but it wasn't really reflective of like my personality, right? But he was trying to find the closest gangster name that would resonate with somebody on the line.
That's still pretty deep, though. That he would, that he would associate it with Ray.
Yeah, my parents hated it though. They were like, "What? Your last name is what?" Yeah, I was like, But it also helped out a little bit that like I was like, I think I was either the number 2 or the number 3 for Mr. Dunbar at my high school, so that kind of helped out a little bit too. So yeah, but like there are some secrets in there that I can't disclose for some of my line brothers in their line. Then like I did want to piggyback on something you said about winning transactions. And being friendly and being like enthusiastic about the property. The one thing that I do with pretty much all people, and one of my mentors, his name's Antonio Hunter, great salesman, great businessman, very successful. He taught me this, and it may be in some book, I don't know. But within the first 30 seconds of me meeting someone, I'm trying to build rapport, right? I'm trying to build rapport and I'm trying to build trust, right? And I do that with my clients. I do that with listing agents. I do that with people in the grocery store. I want to find some common ground. Like if you're married, if you have kids, like you said, if you're an alpha, if you're, of the same race, if we're from the same area, if you drive a car, I'm trying to build rapport and I'm trying to build trust, as quickly as possible because it's much easier for you to do business with people that you trust, right? Especially being a salesman. Like, oh, he's trying to sell me something, right? Yeah. But I don't call and necessarily ask for a referral for a deal. I call and ask, how are your kids? How is Chloe doing, right? It could be your daughter, or how is your wife doing, right? And when you ask people about themselves, like the quickest way to get people to start talking, even the most introverted person, ask them a question about themselves.
Everybody's favorite subject.
Right. Everybody, man. So that's my secret sauce, man, is that I try to build trust and rapport as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Let's get to this would you rather. This is gonna be a good this one, since we're all married men.
Amen.
I wanna get a little bit more spicy today.
Amen. And
a little bit more spicy.
Okay.
You can't get in trouble if you ain't did nothing.
Me and Russ in trouble.
I'm getting both of y'all in trouble today, brothers.
Conversations that don't need to have unnecessary conversations.
I'm always in trouble.
Let's go. Let's get in some trouble, brothers. Here we go. So, would you rather? Oh, we starting hard today. Okay, we go. Pause. Would you rather have an arranged marriage or marry someone you're not attracted to? To you, Russ.
I'm going to go with having somebody that I'm not attracted to. And the reason why I'm going there is because that's only one component of the relationship, right? If I got an arranged marriage, I don't even know this person. They could be so it could be an arranged marriage and they still be unattractive, right? So I don't even know, right? I don't know anything about this person. I don't know if I'm gonna like them, what their vibe is. But let's just say if it's somebody that I'm not attracted to, we could still be compatible together. We could still have good relationship, good communication, all that other stuff, right? And when you have like if you lack the physical attraction, you can pick up the physical attraction or the emotional attraction
Facts.
and still make that work.
Facts.
Versus somebody that I don't even know.
What you think, Coach?
I probably had to go with the arranged marriage, like crazy enough. Because the attraction, yes, when we say attraction, you think about the physical or whatever. But like, I could be physically attracted to you, but you'd be totally like unattractive and like so like this that type of
right.
You know what I'm saying? The people that you just cannot stand to be around.
Right.
So, and if I'm not attracted to you, like your vibe, your spirit, your interest, these things like that, like I don't care how good you look,
right.
you know.
Very
and I would, and on the other side of it, I think that whoever's arranging this marriage for me,
right.
They got to know me. They got to know what I like. You know what I mean? Like my mom and dad, you know what I'm saying, got to be like my daddy wouldn't set me up.
Yo, I'm on your side this time, Coach. I would rather I would rather have the arranged marriage because it's like this. I was talking to my wife about this a while ago, and she was like, we was beefing about it because she's like, I don't believe in arranged marriage. I believe that you should, marry for love. This was years ago,
right?
And I was like, yeah, cool,
right.
But you also have to remember, people get married when they fall in love, and we got a 50% divorce rate here in America. So
Crazy.
Marrying for love because you're in love with somebody is not the only way to ensure a successful marriage.
Right.
I'll say there's other ways to ensure successful marriages.
Right.
50% of this planet does arranged marriages, and I'm not going to place a judgment on which one is better or worse. I'm simply saying that they're making it work, and they've been making it work for thousands of years.
Right.
So if it's me, and like you said, Marcus, that whole culture, because I've read into a little bit about arranged marriages, because if I have a daughter, I'm just joking. But I've read into I'm trying to start a whole society.
Right.
But if I, you know what I'm saying? Like if the way it works is we all making money, right? Ain't no secret. We're doing good. We ain't doing like Bill Gates money, but we all are able to provide for our families.
Absolutely.
Now, let's say, for example, I know Russ got good morals. I know Marcus got good morals. Y'all know I got, all right morals, right? We go, all right, you got kid, we got kid.
Right.
Boom. I already know what, and we've been doing this for 100, I would say 20, 30, 40 years, 3 or 4 generations deep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got to worry about what you see what I mean? So these cultures, like they already have been raised to already expect, my mom and dad going to hook me up with somebody nice.
Right.
I would never even think about marrying for love. Like that doesn't make any sense. Why would I disrespect my parents? It's a different culture.
And these shows, you ever see, shout out to some of these shows that are on TV that she has me watching here and there.
You be watching them. You like them.
Right.
I do be fussing at the TV.
Which one? The blind.
I hate Bachelor and Bachelorette. I hate it.
Oh yeah, I hate it too. They're like cornball.
Love is Blind joint was.
Love is Blind.
Yeah. She was watching that one, and then there was some other one, but then they talk about the arranged marriage piece, and it was kind of like they were talking about how like they've been married for 40 years and they weren't part of an arranged marriage, and they grew to love each other, like because their parents had their best interests in mind or in heart, mind, whatever. But when they came together, they didn't really know each other, but they knew the families and all the things, and it actually worked. Because
love is not just the only component,
right?
It's the love can grow, but attraction is ephemeral,
right? So. Like, I'm just on the opposite stance of you guys, right? Because I love my mom and my dad, but I'm not going to trust them to pick a spouse, right? Because the way they may pick that person may could be. So let's say that like
through their own filter,
right? So the daughter of the richest king or the richest person of wherever we from, right? She's available. She's attracted to me, right? And she wants to be with me. And my parents like, bet you're the daughter. You're going to be the heir of the the richest person that ever lived, right? That doesn't mean that she's going to be a good person. Right? She could be a totally, bad person, bad human being, and still be unattractive, right? So at least I know if I'm at a bar and I'm vibing with a young lady, and I would never do that, honey, by the way. I'm just giving you a hypothetical, right?
You had to clean it up.
Right. But if I'm at a bar and I'm vibing with somebody, and then I'm taking your question as, physical attraction, right?
For sure.
And I'm at a bar, everything, we have so much in common. She's God-fearing. She got everything going on, but I'm not necessarily physically attracted to her, right? I would take that all day, every day versus not knowing somebody at all.
For sure.
Not knowing what they look like. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also get your point. It's like, hey, bro, like attraction goes beyond the physical, you know what I'm saying? So I can kind of get into that too. But if you're asking me what I choose, I would probably go with somebody I wasn't attracted to.
Next. Would you this is a good one. Would you rather work a morally questionable job that makes a lot of money or a job that helps a lot of people but doesn't make much money? To you, Russ.
Always got to go first.
The ball is in your court.
So ironically, this is an easy one. So I'm always going to opt to help people. Right, because I'm always going to opt to help people. Yeah, because that's part of my purpose. Like God's purpose for you is going to involve people, right? Yeah. So I'm always going to opt to take less money to help people. Now, God, I'm not saying that that's what I want to do, right? I think all of us are blessed in this room that we've been given an opportunity where we can make good money and help people, right? But I don't want to be sleeping with nobody for money, dog. Like, I don't care how much money you're going to pay me. I don't care if it's $1 million. I'm just not going to do it, right? Like, I don't want to be demoralized just to get some cash. Like, I would never be a stripper. I would never do any of that type of crazy stuff.
I don't think you could be a stripper, bro.
Nah, bro.
You're not built for that.
But, like, anything that could demoralize me as a human, like, it doesn't matter what the price is on your dignity, on your manhood. So I would never opt for the money just because, it's the money. I'm always going to opt to help people.
What about you, Coach?
You already know. I think less money and serve the people.
Amen.
Well, you already know what I'm about to say. I'm going for the bag. I don't care.
You lying.
I'm going for the bag, bruh.
You do it and you lying.
No, also depends on how much money,
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let me see the check first, and then I'll make my moral decision. All right, last one. Would you rather... No, I don't like that one. Oh, this is a funny one. Would you rather chew on a raw onion for 10 minutes or 2 raw heads of garlic for 30 minutes?
2 raw heads of garlic. Okay, I gotta go first again. I've never. Well, yes, I have. I have chewed on both of them. Onion or garlic? I'm gonna go with the garlic. Only because I eat garlic raw sometimes, right? But 30 minutes is a long time, bro. Like, why I'm chewing on garlic for 30 minutes, man, right? So I had eaten a raw onion before. Oh, man, it burns. Yeah, it burns, bro. Chewing on garlic for 30 minutes. I'm going to go with the garlic only because I'm so used to eating garlic, and I know it's not going to take me 30 minutes versus that onion, man. I don't think I could ever eat a raw onion again. Garlic
again?
Yeah, I've eaten a raw onion before. Don't ask me any questions. But I'm talking about a nice size one too. I'm talking like
the whole thing.
Yeah, bro. Like,
some pledge something?
No comments.
Oh, okay.
Saying, like,
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, bro. It was a nice, decent sized onion, man. But garlic, I can do garlic, hands down.
Yeah, let me get the onion. I'm good. Let's get it over with quickly.
Yeah, Marcus, like 10 minutes. I'm out of
here. Yeah. Let's get it over with. Dan, what you gonna do?
I'll take the onion because I've eaten raw garlic like you. It was this weird. This is like this home remedy, like when you get colds.
Yeah,
supposed to like chop up garlic and honey and like eat it, and that just be burning, dog.
Gosh, it's good for me.
Yeah, but it works because it like burns like the bacteria out of your system, something like that. I know there's like a more actual scientific reason for it. I'll go with the garlic.
Right.
So let's get to the comment section. One comment that I got, it was actually a question that I was having, conversation I was having with a client, and she was wondering what's the difference between homeowners insurance and a home warranty. And I'm going to let you explain that, Russ, because I know you know.
I have absolutely no clue. No, I'm just joking.
What? Wait, what?
So
we do an in-service.
No, it just so happens that I do a bunch of buyer consults, and I got to explain this all the time. But your home warranty coverage, your homeowner's insurance, also called your hazard insurance, is insurance coverage that protects your home in case of an emergency, right? So that's like an act of God. If a tree falls on your property or there's a fire or something like that, your homeowner's insurance is going to be included in your monthly mortgage payment. So you won't have to pay that separately or anything like that. It's going to be included in your monthly mortgage payment. So that's your homeowner's insurance. It protects your home in case of an emergency. Your home warranty is a optional extended warranty coverage that covers the major systems and the appliances in the home. So it covers like your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your stove, microwave. It also covers components of your electrical system, plumbing system, HVAC system, things like that. And you can also get some home warranty coverages that cover your roof, and some other components in your home as well, like your sump pump and things like that. Home warranty coverages usually run about, depending on the size of the home, between about $400 to $600 a year. The reason why these are so important is, for example, if your HVAC system went out, that could cost you $7,000 to $10,000, right? But if you have home warranty coverage, you only have to pay that $700 a year, maybe pay like $100 or $2 deductible, and your home warranty company will either come out and repair or replace your home, your HVAC system.
Yeah, bro. I love home warranties. I'm a big fan of them. I don't know if 210 Home Warranty is watching, and I'm not sponsored by them, but I love 210 Home Warranty because they're
my favorite.
I've had American Home Shield. American Home Shield, you are trash. Triage, trash. Wow. I hate American Home Shield. I do not like you guys.
What about HSA? You heard of that?
I've never used HSA. I've heard Hello Super. I heard Hello Super was trash.
I don't like HSA.
Yeah. But what I'll say is, I had a client recently who I told her to buy a home warranty. I begged her to buy a home warranty. Yeah. She said, "Nah, Dan, I'm good. I'm gonna save the money."
Right.
Literally, the week she moved into her house, there was a leak in her plumbing. They're over there right now cutting a hole in the drywall. Wow. They were trying to find the leak, and when you try to find a leak, you gotta just destroy all the drywall until you find that leak.
But did she get the home warranty yet?
She did not get the home warranty.
Wow. Right.
Against my better judgment, and I said it over and over and over again. I said, please get the home warranty. Right. If you don't want it in a year, then just drop it. But you're already going to close on the property anyway. Right. Just pay, because as a first-time home buyer, you have no clue what the expenses on your house are going to be. Right, you don't know what the electric, you don't know what the water, you don't know what the gas bill going to look like. Mm-hmm. The last thing you need is a broken HVAC system or some plumbing leak to cost you $700.
Right. Let me ask you this, and maybe both of y'all can chime in. If you have a home warranty, get it for that year, and don't renew it, and you're out there without a home warranty, can you go get another home warranty?
You can always buy a home warranty. Absolutely. Now, there's some companies that may want to. You can speak to this, Russ. Mm-hmm. There's some companies that may not insure certain things, like they may want to look at the condition of it or something like that. Yeah, 210 doesn't do any of that. You just buy it. But I know some warranties have that policy. Have you experienced that?
Absolutely, yeah. So I've never had a home warranty company to do an inspection, but they will ask you questions to make sure it's in all your major systems and your appliances are in a serviceable condition. Because the thing about the home warranty is that you, as the homeowner, you still have to practice good maintenance with your major systems. Yeah. So that means getting your HVAC service, doing certain servicing on your, hot water heater and other things like that. Because if you don't take good care of it, when you call the warranty company out, it may void your coverage, right? So you want to read your documentation in your home warranty policy to see what your responsibility is going to be.
There we go with that reading thing we talked about in the beginning. Like,
absolutely.
Yep.
Don't be lazy.
For sure.
What's up, comment?
That's it, man.
No more comments?
We got a whole bunch of comments, but that's the only one we're going to respond to today.
I'm with it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're listening on the podcast, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with anybody that you might think is dope. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and hit the notifications button so that you're the first to know when we drop new content. Yep. I'm Dan, the Realtor.
Russ Carter with the War Team.
Where can they find you, Russ?
They can find me on Instagram at RussCarter1. You can also visit our website at dmbwarteam.com.
Coach Marcus, where can they find you, brother?
On my socials at Mortgage Coach Marcus.
And I'm Dan, Wheeler Sells Homes on all platforms. For all of us here at the Real Estate Wire, thank you so much. We are out. Solid.
Good stuff, guys.
Solid as a rock.
Thank you for coming, brother.
Oh, no problem.
Hurdle.
Got to have it.